Did you hear about this one? An American among the latest casualties of the ongoing violence and turmoil plaguing the Holy Land, renewing concerns over safety for both Americans and Christians pretty much in Israel and anywhere in the Middle East. This story broke last week if you didn't hear about it. 20-year-old American from Florida, here he is. I believe it's Saifullah Musleh. He was beaten to death by Israeli settlers while visiting his family in the West Bank, just north of Ramallah, earlier this month. Now, he was reportedly trying to protect his family's land that he claims they've owned for a long, long time from Israeli settlers. According to his family and Palestinian officials, they say it was the settlers that surrounded Musleh for more than 3 hours. They also blocked an ambulance, preventing medical care for him. He died before reaching the hospital. Now, Musleh is the 5th American killed in the West Bank since the war between Israel and Hamas began on October 7, 2023. His senseless murder comes as Christian leaders are accusing some Israeli Jews of attacking sacred sites in the West Bank and some Christians. The current Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, overseeing the Catholic Church across from Israel, the Palestinian territories, Jordan, and Cyprus, they all are stating fear over this violence. And Christians have fled a lot of these areas over the last several months, even couple of years. Recent settler attacks are seen as part of a broader concern about safety and growing violence that is targeting the Christian community in almost every Middle Eastern country. So I wanted to have this discussion. And for that, I invited my friend. He's a former Democrat. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of Democrat friends. New York State Assemblyman and founder of Americans Against Antisemitism, Dov Hikind, back on the program. Dov, it's nice to see you again. How are you, my friend?
Good. It's good to be with you. And this is a very, very important subject. Let me just say straightforward. The greatest friends of the Jewish people have been Christians throughout the world. The greatest friends, better friends than many Jews that I know. And I have always been very, very proud of that. Unfortunately, there are individuals. This is not the policy, God forbid, of the Israeli government. And I and many others, the Israeli government needs to do everything in the world to bring these individuals to justice. As far as I am concerned, the attack that you described is an act of terrorism, period. Doesn't matter if it's a Jew. It is an act of terrorism, and those responsible must be brought to court, and they must be treated. They must obviously have an opportunity to defend themselves, but we need to be tough. We need to be strong. It is unacceptable. And I think the Israeli government, from what I have been talking to people in the government, they get it. They understand it. There's so much going on in the Middle East all over the place.
Yeah, let me throw some headlines up.
There is no excuse for this, period.
There is none, Dov, and thank you for saying that. Let me throw some headlines up because millions and millions of Christians have been facing all sorts of persecution in and around the region. This is not just in Israel. As a matter of fact, it is happening there, but it's also happening in many other Muslim-run countries in the Middle East. And I want to point that out. This is happening everywhere. Matter of fact, if you look to Syria, and I believe we have a headline about that. There we go. I mean, Christian after Christian. You've got right there, Christians among over 1,000 massacred in atrocities since Assad's ousting. So ever since, I don't know who, but we all helped switch out dictators there in Syria. Ever since the ousting and the new guys put in charge, Christians have been persecuted in Syria. We're seeing it obviously now. And I got to show this video. I think we have some. These are Hasidic Jews in Israel and places around Gaza and holy sites, screaming at, yelling at, cussing at, kicking at, and telling Christians to go away. So I don't know what the hell's going on in the Middle East, but it's sure like they don't like us Christians. And whether it's some Jews, whether it's some Muslims, I'm just wondering, Dov, if you think it's safe to go to Israel and other countries in the Middle East as a Christian, as an American, with all of these new actions being taken. I mean, people are getting spit on, yelled at, cussed at, even killed.
So let me tell you, with regard to most of the Arab world, Christians have been endangered. They are targets. We know that it's been the case for a very, very long time. With regard to Israel, Dan, this has not been an issue. This has not been a problem. There are a great number of Christians who live in Israel alongside Jews. Everybody gets along.
True.
There's no problem.
The president of Israel, though, did address it. I don't have the soundbite. You can look it up. I can show the video. We can put it up here. He did address it about 2 or 3 years ago when there was a lot of young teenage and 20-something-year-old Israelis harassing American tourists and Christians. And he addressed it. He condemned it. So it has been going on for a little while, Dov.